Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to new video. In previous session of revision, two sessions of revision, we have seen different things, different topics about agriculture in India. First of all, we have seen different types of farming. Then after cropping pattern in India, in next session, last session, we have seen different types of crop and we counted major crops in India. And today we are going to discuss about two last topic which we had learned earlier. And today we are going to take them as revision. So two topics. First, technological and institutional reforms in agriculture in India over the years, over the decades. And the last topic, impact of globalization on agriculture. So let's talk about institutional and technological reforms. Like earlier we have seen that agriculture is not an economic activity like that which is rose in like a few decades ago or few years back. Not actually, that is an ancient economic activity. But over the years, due to different situation, different trends, and lots of factors affected on agriculture, and gradually pattern of agriculture change, cropping demands has been changed over the time. So here, like before, like Jamindar system was there during the British time, right? And those who had land, either they were large farmers or small. So that today we also observe in India. So major institutional reforms include collectivization of land, togetherness, consolidation of holding land. So consolidation instead of due to inheritance of land, land divides among different people, different farmers, and per head land is smaller. So that is here we need the consideration of holding of land. As right of inheritance divide the land, holdings to very small units that reduce productivity of land. So land reform was the main focus on the first 5-year plan. About 5-year plans earlier we had discussed in detail. So land reformation was one of the major objectives of 5-year plan, first 5-year plan. Now technological reforms. The laws of land reforms were enacted, but implementation was lacking somewhere due to lack in proper system or somewhere loopholes. Right? So it was remain like a lackworm. Rules were made very nice, very good, very beneficial to the farmers, but problem was that lack of implementation. So the government of India in 1960s, 1970s introduced agriculture reforms to improve Indian agriculture like green and white revolution. I said 60s and 70s, 1960s and 1970s, not 16 or not 60, 60s, that means a decade. I am talking about 2 decades, 1960s and 1970s. Next, about agriculture finance. As we know that Indian farmers are not rich like America and some other countries. Here farmers, they are smaller and they are financially poor, weak, vulnerable. So here government tried to improve in financial sector, agriculture finance. So establishment of Grameen banks. Government established rural bank, Grameen bank. So those banks give finance to the farmers because they are needy. Cooperative societies and banks for providing loan facilities to the farmers at lower rates of interest. So here problems of farmers in financial matters we will discuss in detail in the third chapter of economics, money and credit. Brief discussion earlier we had done in the regular explanation. Yeah, even if you, in case if you have any doubt, you can ask. So here, financial improvement. More about land development program. In 1980s, 1990s, many institutional and technical reforms were made under Comprehensive Land Development Program (LDP). Comprehensive Land Development Program. So in this program, many things were there. One of the importance like provision of crop insurance against drought, flood, cyclone, fire, and other diseases. So that is important for farmers. Other reforms such as many schemes which are beneficial for the farmers like KCC, Kisan Credit Card. That scheme giving easy and cheap loan to the small farmers through credit card, as well as personal accident insurance scheme for Kisan Credit Card holders. Complementary insurance policy for Kisan Credit Card holders. Weather, which is important for farmer, weather forecast, because when to grow, what to grow. So for such kind of agriculture related steps, weather information is mandatory. Before in ancient time, there were few experts, so-called experts. I think they were not scientists, but they could predict it by the nature side. Not right 100%, but not, something was better than nothing. But now government improved that weather forecast system, so farmers may aware when to grow, when to give weedicides, when to give pesticides, when to sow seeds. Such decision they can make. So special weather bulletins and agriculture programs for farmers were introduced through radio and television channel. Many programs that you can see today in even on state channels like Doordarshan and other. So special programs for farmers, they teach new technique, they explain new horizon for the farmers. Government also announces MSP, minimum support price, for various agriculture products, especially like wheat, rice, apart from them pulses and other. So farmers encouraged to grow such kind of crops because they get assurance of price of those particular crops. So these are main technological and institutional reforms. The last topic here, impact of globalization on agriculture. As I said before, globalization is one chapter in economics. We will learn about globalization in detail. But just want to share with you that globalization is existing from time of colonization and even before that. But in past few years, that horizon of globalization that spread too much, and of course that is affecting life of ordinary citizen, no matter a poor, a rich, a farmer, or a professional, or auto rickshaw driver, anyone. How, why? We will discuss about it in detail in the chapter number 3, economics. 4, economics, globalization. Globalization is existing from the time of colonization and even before that, even ancient time. During 19th century, spices were exported to Europe, and especially farmers of South India were encouraged to grow spices because Kerala, Karnataka, such areas, regions are well known for growing of spices, black pepper, cinnamon, cashew, apart from spices, cashew and other things which are well known of the southern India. Apart from it, even today, spices are one of the important export from India. Cotton was exported to mills in Manchester and Liverpool. In the beginning of industrialization, that Indian raw material feeded those textile industry. They provided cotton as raw material. They means those Indian people provided cotton as well as indigo. Even British forced them in Champaran district of Bihar. We know about the Champaran Satyagraha of 1970. We learned about it in the history, nationalism in India. So British forced them to grow indigo, but farmers didn't want to grow, and that led to protest satyagraha. Agriculture has assumed different dimensions. Now farmers, because it has different dimensions. Farmers in Europe and America are highly subsidized by their governments, and thus farmers are not able to compete with them on prices. Challenge due to globalization, right? This challenge of, for Indian farmers, because here they grow various crops, they have small land and difficult for them to grow crops and to sell in the international market. Reason production cost is bit higher compared to like Europe and America. So they sell like wheat example, they sell at cheaper rate in international market, while our production cost is comparatively higher. So we cannot afford at that rate. We means Indian farmers. I am talking about on behalf of Indian farmers. Under globalization, particularly after 1990s, the farmers in India have been exposed to new challenges. The Green Revolution has resulted in land degradation. Through Green Revolution, government tried to improve agriculture sector, but it has its own drawback like land degradation, drying of aquifers, and vanishing biodiversity. Those are also challenges. So we have a way like we discussed before, that is Jane revolution. So what is Jane revolution? In today's world, Jane revolution is the key word for revolution in agriculture production. So Jane revolution based on genetic engineering is recognized as powerful supplement in inventing new hybrid varieties of seeds. HYV seeds. We know about HYV seeds, right? High yielding varieties of seeds. We also call them hybrid seeds. So hybrid seeds are basically better than those conventional, because here those have more productivity per acre of land. They have more immune system to protect against those pests, right? So they are actually better than organic farming. Apart from them, nowadays organic farming is also important. Organic farming is also popular because it is practiced without factory made fertilizers and pesticides. So organic farming, organic products now considered as more healthier than other. Uh, the science has proven that a banana crop, for an example, grown through organic matter and one as modern farming, nutritional values are in two banana comparatively organic matter, the banana which produced by organic matter, which has higher values, which is better for the health, and somehow those non-organic matter, modern means the banana which produced through modern means of farming. Modern, that means those chemical, I mean to say, those are comparatively lesser beneficial for us. So nutritional values, and in other ways organic farming is much better. According to few economists, Indian farmers have black future, dark future. If they continue growing food grains on holding of lower productivity as population rises. The government must pursue a policy to make Indian farmers shift their cropping pattern from cereals to high value crops. Many crops which are high values, wheat, yes, important, but those are less valued, undervalued, right? Well, many other like fruits, vegetables, some industrial raw material crops, which are highly valued crops, like cotton. Here we can grow wheat too, but many of farmers they prefer to grow like cotton. Why? Because value of cotton is higher. Those farmers are able to earn better if they grow wheat or other cereals. So fruits, medicinal plants, herbs, flowers, vegetables, commercial crops, biodiesel, right? So those are important, as well as many of those crops require less amount of irrigation, less amount of water. That means irrigation or less care compared to those cereals. So then India's varied climate and geography can be used to grow wide range of high value crops. So what are the benefits of changing cropping pattern in India? If India changes cropping pattern from cereal to high value crops, then we have to import food. That is not benefit actually. We have to import food, inadequate food for our population. But at the same time, we have benefits. We can import food which is less valuable, and at the same time, we can export crops which are highly valuable. So tell me, that is benefit for us or not? Right, importing less valued crops and exporting higher valued of crops. Of course, that is important, right? And that is in the last beneficial to us. We had to import food also during 1960s, but at that time that was disaster. However, if India imports cereals while exporting high value commodities, it will be following successful economy like Italy, Israel, Chile. Those countries began to export those high value crops like from Italy, Spain, many high value crops like fruits, like olives, right? And they produce and they export, and at the same time they import those basic like wheat, rice, and rice. Let's say mainly wheat and some other cereals they import. So ultimately, they balance it in their favor, balance it of trade in their favor. So we can also follow this strategy. So these countries export farm products and they import cereal. So we can also use this strategy for future. So we can make agriculture better. We can make farmer situation better compared to today. So here is all about agriculture. We have learned in this chapter. Soon, that means in next video, I will provide you notes, and then after few practice questions along with answers. Alright, of course you have to write it. If your notebook submitted here or maybe it will be submitted soon, so you have to write those notes and everything in regular order. Alright, if you have any doubt, any query, you can reach to us. Thank you so much.